All right. So the Utah County District Attorney recently spoke. He had mentioned all of the charges that the assassin or the murderer of Brother Charlie Kirk will be facing. You can go take a look at that for yourself, but there are some things here that he uncovered. He read some messages. It seems to put a lot of things to bed. Now, I'm going to start here. And a lot of private journalists had already interviewed people that were neighbors, for example. We already knew that he was gay. And we just got further confirmation on that. There's a series of videos that we're going to watch here and we're going to react to. I've already watched them, but I'll give you my commentary on them. Let's start here.
September 10th. Robinson's mother expressed concern to her husband that the suspect shooter looked like Robinson. Robinson's father agreed. Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and had started to lean more to the left, becoming more pro-gay and trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views. In one conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be September 10th.
All right, so that's one of them that I wanted to watch. The reason why I wanted to watch that one, it was very important because it confirmed what we already knew, but a lot of people were running from that fact. Look, his family was one thing. He was another. This is not abnormal. Some of you do not carry the same politics or have the same politics as your own parents. I know I don't, okay? So what happened here is that as far as how, I'm sure we'll get some more information about how specifically maybe he was radicalized. Was it the semester that he spent in school? Was it some sort of online community that he kind of fell into? Not exactly sure there, but what we do know is that he was radicalized. All of his family members have confirmed that he was starting to move further towards the left, and he adopted specifically, in comparison to his father, completely different politics. So now that that's no longer up for dispute, you cannot play this whole, well, he was raised in this household and therefore he can't have these positions. That is nonsense and it doesn't make sense. Where it really gets really crazy is some of the messages that he reads back. Let's just continue on. I'll give you my commentary. Listen in.
Robinson replied that he had disposed of the clothes in different areas. The roommate. Police interviewed Robinson's roommate, a biological male who was involved in a romantic relationship with Robinson.
So, again,
the roommate
confirmed he's gay.
The roommate told police that the roommate received messages from Robinson about the shooting, and he did provide those messages to police. On September 10th, 2020,
and I believe, just to be clear, I believe these are text messages, not on the Discord.
The roommate received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you're doing. Look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange, then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What? You're joking, right?" Robinson, "I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." Roommate.
So, by the way, again, if you look at the charges, very premeditated. He's going to be seeking the death penalty. Not only was his plan, knew that there were going to be children and so forth watching. At least this is what as far as the district attorney is concerned, what he believes, and thus why they are charging him of what they're charging him with.
You weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I'm sorry. Roommate, I thought they caught the person. Robinson, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Roommate, why? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence.
So he was very much under the impression that he was going to get away with this. Had a plan, all that, and was discussing openly. And this is where things get bizarre. And maybe there will be some more information that we get regarding this gay relationship. Odd thing to just be talking about comfortably like that. I don't know.
Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Robinson, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Robinson again, I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle.
So again, he's speaking as if he's going to get away with this. The rifle was his grandfather's, and now he's more so thinking about, well, how do I explain that it was lost or what have you?
IDEK, if it's had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the F will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The F in messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notice bulge UWU on Fox News, I might have a stroke all right. I'm going to have to leave it. That really effing sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine, IDK. I think that was a $2K scope.
This guy's fucking nuts.
Robinson again, delete this exchange. Again, Robinson, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me, RN, not answering. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Robinson, I'm going to turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. Again, you are all I worry about, love. That came from Robinson. Roommate, I'm much more worried about you. Robinson, don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent. The search for Robinson's residence. Police executed a search warrant on Robinson's residence. During that search, police discovered a shell casing with etchings like the...
So, long story short, and this is the part that is important, is that, okay, so gay relationship. Gay guy with his supposed dude, or that was trying to be a woman at some point, thought that Charlie was, I guess, spreading hate, said that it needed to be dealt with, essentially, and then he went and murdered a guy. I was comfortable talking about it after the fact with this gay lover of his. Well, he's gay too, so they're in a gay relationship. And guys, it is such a crazy thing how when you look at how mild Charlie Kirk is, there are individuals out there that have been convinced, and clearly not just convinced, influenced by these external factors that has them believing, and this is the dangers of it, has them believing that Charlie Kirk was spreading this hate, as they deemed it, and therefore that justified them carrying out the act of murder. These people are crazy. Now, not only, again, is it a lesson in like, when you use these types of terms to define these types of people with the intention of dehumanizing them, you see the dangers that you run into. Not to say that all of them are specifically responsible for, because at the end of the day, he's the one that shot the gun. But you understand what type of perspective that it fosters. On the other hand, you see just how quickly someone can be radicalized. Despite being born a certain way, despite being raised a certain way, despite having a father who turned him in, obviously, despite all of that, the youngster came out the way that he did, which is a lunatic that thought and believed that someone was spreading hate and therefore sought to murder him. There's a lot of stuff that you got to pick up from that. A lot of realities that need to be addressed. And it sucks to like hear someone, or, we don't hear us to see someone typing these messages up, or however you want to say that. We're just getting that on his account as far as the district attorney is concerned. But to see it play out the way that it did, it's just, it can be a little scary for those of you out there. I understand, especially those of you that are maybe in the commentary space, and you see just how people, not just directly, but they're being influenced by, or indirectly, but they're being influenced by these external factors that are calling you every name in the book. And it's not just them levying that at you that you have to worry about. It's also the people that listen to them as some sort of sense of authority and may actually believe this nonsense. And then that in itself will make them crazy enough to go do something as just insane as going to murder a husband and father in front of his wife and children. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.